What's going on, guys? My name's Nathan Kennedy, one of the glue guys, and this is my rendition of hot glue for this week. So hot glue is essentially a hot take that we take, that we feel pretty passionate about, that's going on in sports right now. And the one thing I really wanted to touch on is definitely the NFL, more specifically the Le'Veon Bell, Earl Thomas, and I guess the broader issue of player mobility, security, etc. Now, I feel pretty strongly about this. It's a very controversial topic. A lot of people are pro-player, some people are pro-player, some people are pro-league, kind of more the structure. And I'm pretty cynical about both sides, but I'm starting to lean towards the owners a little bit more. You look at the NFL, it's a very violent, high turnover league. It's not like the NBA, it's not like the MLB. It's a lot of aggression, a lot of physicality, and the career lengths embody that. I mean, the average career length for a running back is 2 or maybe 2.5 years. So let's dive into the more specific examples. Le'Veon Bell. Now, Le'Veon Bell, obviously one of the best running backs in the league. I got a lot of love for Le'Veon, love the way he plays. But I'm not gonna lie, what the hell is this guy doing? He was offered earlier on this year around 12 to 13 million a year on average for the long term, and he refused that. And he was looking for more money, something that either matches or exceeds his 14.5 million franchise tag. And I just think that it's so, like, he's just killing his brand right now, the way he's handling it. He's been holding out. I think he's forgoed just under $4 million so far. He's expected to come back week 7. But he's just killing his brand. I mean, yeah, you're preserving yourself, and you're putting yourself in this position where you think you have some leverage, but actually you're killing it. You're absolutely destroying it. 31 other teams are looking at the PR you're putting out, and you're notorious right now. You want all this money. You have the checkered past with the DUIs and the suspensions in 2014, and I'd argue that you're not even the best running back in the game. I'd say Todd Gurley is right now. You could make a case for David Johnson. Depends on what you value in a running back. You do have a lot of value, but you got to understand your position and where you're trying to go with it. You wanted to stay with the Steelers. You had it on the table, and you refused, and you're looking for an unrealistic amount of money, and now you're on the trading block. The Steelers are actively trying to trade you, and what have you really done? You've just hurt yourself. You've completely destroyed your brand. Like, you're not doing anything for yourself. You're not doing anything for the players. I'm all for player progression and getting paid and getting taken care of over the long term, but you gotta pick what your priorities are at. Are you trying to preserve your body and look for a longer term deal with another team? Okay, then fully sit out the year, but don't half come back. I understand that by week 11 you can't play at all, but what's the point of just coming back into week 7 when you forgoed up to $4 million, hurt your brand, and now the Steelers are trying to trade you, and now other teams are skeptical of you because why are they safe if you go to their team? It's all about you're putting yourself on showcase with all these other teams, and it's like any other business. And to even touch on Earl Thomas, I mean, you're 29 years old. You're a free safety, which is a marginalized position in today's game. Cornerbacks and defensive line are the most valued positions. I'd argue that the safety is honestly the least important of all the positions on the football field. You're 29 years old. You're coming up to the end of your second contract, and you didn't find a deal. That's great. But not only are you damaged goods now, but you flipped off your own team. Now, that looks really bad. And obviously, this is going to be your last game as a Seahawk. But what does this do for you? I mean, Le'Veon and Earl Thomas, what does this do for you? All this is doing is hurting you. You're not serving some greater cause. I mean, the NFL is already transitioning into the guaranteed money, era. You're seeing contract after contract have higher and higher guaranteed, to where quarterbacks are getting fully guaranteed. Then it's it's a matter of the next position up to get fully guaranteed. And I just don't understand the fact of the matter of you just hurting your brain continuously trying to serve this greater purpose, when really you're just making audacious statements to 31 other teams that you're not a team player, you only care about you, and you're trying to get something that isn't realistic at all. Call me, cynical or whatever, but that's just how I feel about it. Obviously, I see both sides, but you're just hurting yourself. I mean, you look at LeBron James and the way he kind of did it, and of course that's a different sport, but it was in a much more passive, more calculated, strategic way, where, there's a few years in prior to where, he was colluding with different players like Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and they, set their contracts at a certain pace, and they gave themselves a little bit more leverage. But, throwing temper tantrums and flipping off sidelines and sitting out for half the year is doing nothing for you. So honestly, I just want to see these players kind of do it in a more concerted, more organized fashion, where they can get taken care of, and maybe it'll be a little bit longer, but really forcing the issue and making headlines and saying, being self-righteous, and LeVeon commenting on Earl's picture saying, I'll do this for us, bro. But like, what? That's not doing anything. It's not doing anything at all. All it is doing is hurting your personal brand, and you're worried about taking care of you. Well, you should really be doing it in behind the scenes, and take what you can get, and wait on a team that'll give you the value. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. That's pretty much all I have to say. Nathan Kennedy, Glue Guy, Hot Take, just checking out right now. Check us out, Instagram, Twitter. I'm a plug. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And let me know down in the comments below on this IG photo, or wherever this may be. What do you think? What's your player stance? Are you pro player? Are you pro owner? Or how do you feel about Earl Thomas and Le'Veon Bell? Nathan Kennedy signing out. What's good? What's going on? I'll see you guys later. Take care.